What is up, guys? All right, so today it's snowing, it's cold, and we're gonna tear apart some batteries from different things that you can get at your dump, your used product in your garage, and wherever you want. If friends have drills or laptops that they don't use, they can give you. Basically, the point key here is to try to find 18650s and 2600 or 26700s or 26650s. And basically the key why I'm doing this is for my flashlights, my laser pointer, because I use these a lot from laptops and they're safe. Because flashlights, they don't have a huge draw. Do not do this, and this is my disclaimer from my page, do not do this for vapes. If I find out someone on YouTube blew themselves up because they found a laptop battery and they stripped it and put it in a vape and blew their face off, I will make fun of you and I will call you stupid, because I am telling you now, don't do it. So what we're going to do, just to get ready, take this battery that works out, leave this empty for now, and then we will test each one. So what I'm also going to do is empty these out. These are what I just stripped from one of these compact PCs, and I checked the voltage. They're all great. Every single one of them works just fine. Hold on. Let me make sure no battery is touching another battery. That is another thing. When you pull a battery out, you have to take your time and be cautious, because if you don't, you can touch the positive and negative, cause it to short out and cause it to vent, or the chemicals inside, because they're lithium, they will expand the casing and then boom, blow apart, and it is a big fiery mess. The other thing I was going to tell you about is LiPo batteries and why these are really good to save, especially the big ones like this. If you're in a end of world situation type deal where you need to find batteries, you can't come across a car battery or SLA batteries, but you can find these to use for lights, for little water pumps, any type deal that you need to pack away batteries. These are really great. They're just hard to find big like this, and the best way to find these are in those chargeable packs, kind of like this right here. This is a Blackweb dual USB charge pack. Walmart sells this for $10, usually on their Black Friday deals. Now they're $60. I got this last Black Friday for $10, and I had a coupon. Come on, phone, focus. I had a coupon for $5 off. This is 2000 mAh, or also known as 2400 mAh total output, DC 5 volt, 74 watt hours, which is amazing. I've put this to the test. I've used this for an actual laptop. Like, I've converted the plug and the cord to run for a laptop. It was kind of slow and kind of sluggish because it's not full 12 volt, but it did its job. It's only 5 volt, but it was enough to power on the laptop for maybe a minute or two, and I was able to test it by extracting a file on my flash drive. That's all I needed. And it was just a test. It's not safe to do that because you could cause this to fail. But you have them, they are usable, and you can make the same thing that I just did out of this, and you get a USB charge board that you can find. Where can you find those? Just about anything. I mean, you can use a controller of sort. All right, there we go. There's the focus. All right, so we're running out of time, so I'm going to stop talking about that. Got your jar of screws, your container, I'll safely put this somewhere. The laptop one, I don't know if I'll get to right now, but I'm going to check out these drill batteries. And these drill batteries I got from the dump, and they crap out because one cell has, failed. And I want to find out which one of these 5 have 18650s. The 26650s or the 26700s. I'm not really looking for. I have abundance of them. I'm looking for 18650s. So I have different ones from different brands. Porter Cable, DeWalt, Craftsman, Ryobi, and Milwaukee. And I'm actually going to tear apart this Milwaukee because I have a pallet's worth of these. I think I have 25 of these sitting in my closet ready to be torn apart. They're just very difficult to tear apart, and they make them with these screws that are very, very hard to get out. Sometimes you can get lucky and find them with Phillips head. Why did I take my battery out of my flashlight? Let's test out one of the new ones that I got yesterday. Hey, look at that. So this is a non-security Torx, which is nice. Some of these have security Torx, which I don't know if I'd be able to show you without it unfocusing. So yeah, definitely can't get it to focus. But they use a Torx screw that looks like a star, and then it has a hole through the center of it. I have one of those in my kit, but this screwdriver is so small. Let's see. Maybe I don't have one in this kit. Oh well. I thought I had one in here. So at least this Milwaukee one I can tear into because it is not a security. So I'm going to put these aside for now. And from what I was told, DeWalt and Milwaukee are the two that will have 18650s and Porter Cable, but I'm not going to wing it. Maybe I'll leave this Porter Cable aside because that's a non-security Torx. So, alright, we're going to leave that battery there. Tools you're going to need. Big needle nose, little hammer, maybe crack some stuff. Snips, small needle nose, place to put screws. This is really nice by, I think Curtis makes this. It is a electronics motherboard Torx screwdriver. This is a T15 and T10. This is a really nice tool to have, especially if you're going to do this, because most of the time these drills use the T15. And like I said, this one's going to be the T10. Just to test. Yep, that's T10. The other thing you're going to need is a screwdriver, maybe. That will help you when you have the Phillips side. And then what makes this job a lot easier, Bosch torque drill, and then you have the little socket attachment that will fit your Torx drill if you have the right T10. Like I have this one here. Yep. So this one has the adapter for the drill, so I'm not going to need the screwdriver. But when the screws are, there's abundance of them, this makes it a lot easier so you're not torquing your wrist and hurting your wrist like I do on a daily basis doing this. Electronic snips. You can, when you're cutting the ribbon cables, they're just sheet metal tabs that are attached to each battery to make a circuit. These are nice because they're insulated. If you want to chew them up, you can. I've basically figured out a way to cut with regular scissors. It is safer to do it with these, so for demo purposes, I will do it with this. And then you can have other screwdrivers or other Torx drivers if you need it. But it's always good to have an assortment. But once you get down to it, it's pretty simple. Just start taking apart all the screws. We might get lucky, you might be able to just pop the lid off on this and pull the battery yoke out. Yeah, it looks like the lid on this is just going to pop right off for us. Alright, so the first look, it's going to be 18500 in the 27 size. So these are really thick, really small. They look like D batteries. So we're not going to use this one. We're just going to go to the next one. Oh, when you put the lid back on, be careful you don't pinch these cables, these little prongs, the charge prongs, because if they touch and there's still voltage in here, they will short out. So we're going to check the next one. We might not even get lucky. We might even be stuck with 18500s on all of these. But it doesn't hurt to check, because the worst case scenario is you go to Best Buy when you're done and you put them in the donation bin. And then you didn't have to spend money to get rid of them. And they recycle them, so, which is really nice. This one might be, there we go, yep. So same thing, 18500 or whatever. Don't need those. I was bummed about the Milwaukee one because I really wanted to use that. So we're on the DeWalt. $18,500 one again. Wah, wah, wah. Next. Uh-oh. This one's got security torques. Might get lucky and it might bite. Hey. Yeah, I found even though it doesn't have the hole on the end of this bit, there's usually enough threading if you push down hard enough to get the screw to bite with the bit. But once you strip that screw, game over. Useless. Can't get into it unless you cut it with a Dremel. 18,500 again. Last one. Ryobi. Phillips. Okay. My bit don't fit in here to get to the batteries. It does for these. See? It's a good thing I have a Phillips head screwdriver on hand. Nope. It don't fit. Alright. So I guess I'm doing this one by hand. I have to do this on my lap because I can't get enough strength when it's up on the table. My chair doesn't go up. It just sits down. Oh, do I have? No, I do not. Maybe I do. I have a thinner screwdriver. Flathead. Wow, this is already at 14 minutes. That sucks, and I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I'm actually going so fast I'm sweating. Yeah, so some of these batteries also will have a recycle number on the back of them. Ryobi and Milwaukee and DeWalt all have them, but some of the cheaper ones like Porter Cable, they probably won't have that. Damn, none of these screwdrivers are going to work. I'm getting it. It's moving. Ooh, you know what I could do? My kit. This is really nice because each one of these sides have like Phillips, flathead, Torx, flat chisel, Harbor Freight. Probably the best deal you can get. Yeah, and it's got a better handle. It's got a swivel cap on the back, so you can actually get into them. Gone. So this one, be safe when you do this, guys, especially with a double-ended screwdriver like this one. You don't want to be prying on the backside of a metal pin, and you stick your hand through the backside of it, and then you're bleeding, and then you got to go to the hospital. This is not an easy task, and this is actually pretty risky. Some people use big gloves, even though it takes longer. That is okay, because if it takes longer, so be it. See, my wrist hurts from moving these screws. Alright, so this one's an 18 volt. Yeah, it doesn't say what battery it is. Sometimes the cases will say the batteries. Those are weird. Those are not even D battery size. They're a little longer. But another one failed. So all those are going back to the dump. So now we're going to crack into this. This will have five batteries in it. The green ones that I had already torn into. Get rid of all these screws. Save these for rainy days. So now here's the risky, dangerous, sharp part, which sometimes I don't like doing because it can be risky. So I'm going to turn this other light on. Sorry if I'm glowing orange and brown. Do this part outside or, you know, in an enclosed area because it is a mess. Gotta peel this back. Alright, so now where I want to tap into this would probably be the tab. Also, when you're doing this, if you slip with the pliers, it will bite into your fingers, and you'll have cut up hands like mine. You got to be careful when you're doing this too. If you cut a wire inside and accidentally short the batteries out, it will vent. I've done it more than once. It's not fun. It's pretty scary when you got to throw something out the window. this one's going to be more difficult to get into, huh? Nope, there we go. Ah, these are the cool color. I like this color. So when you get one side open, you can just peel it apart. There's the lid. And then when you open it up, find the main board. Okay, so this one has no wires attached to it. It's just the center board right here, your charge port board, and then your battery's all linked. So this has 7. The other one I had 5. And this is my favorite color of these too, because they're so bright you can actually see them. Okay, so see the wires here? They were on the underneath side of the board. Snip those. All 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Cut them. Start with the blacks. No, sorry. Black, yellow, white, blue, and then red for last. The red is the positive. I think the yellow is also positive. So the key is to not rip your casings when you're tearing these apart as well. When you rip the casings, then the battery's not safe. So what I want to do is cut the ends of this board. Like so, you just snip, snip. Got Daisy on in the background. Favorite game ever. Alright. So now we can take all this junk and throw it away. Get resituated. So now at this point, all you're going to probably need are these two. So you can start putting away tools, clean up your workspace, give yourself some more work room, clean up the garbage around you. I gotta clean this up right here. There's like metal shavings everywhere. Alright, so we're gonna start on this one. What you're gonna do is there's tape around these on both ends. Just crack it over like this. Wow, this is good tape. I should actually save that. That's fabric tape, and it looks like fiberglass. So we'll do that with this one. I'll save some of the tape on these, because this one has black gunk. And that's the other issue with these batteries. It looks like this one all has that black gunk, except for one on the fabric, which is really nice, because 90% of the time it's on the case of it, and then you're peeling this rubbery gooky stuff off, and it's thermal layer. Ow. And the thermal layer is to protect overheating. But there's some gook here. Little schmutz. You just do this with your thumb. Wipe it off. I'll do that later. Let's see what these are. Oh, these are good ones. So, also when you peel the tabs off, start with the negative and then rip the positive off. The positive will have a ring on the top, and then the negative will just be a plate on the bottom. See the little metal studs? If you have really sharp snips, you can snip them off very carefully without cutting the bottom surrounding. But most of the time, if they're small like that, you just take any type of material that you want to scratch it off. When you do this part on the positive, you just pinch it and then slowly roll it off until you're exposed. There's usually like some tape or some plastic gook. And what's cool about these is these are color rated or color coded, so when you're searching for it, you can just say, oh, I see the blue. And then there's tiny little tabs sticking out. Come on, focus, please. Okay, so there's little tabs there. What I'm going to do is take my little snips and just try to peel them off. Don't go trying to unsolder these or what have you, because they're not soldered. They're actually, I think they're like cold. I don't know. They use some type of cold material or cold weld, I guess. So that's one. Also, when you have a couple batteries attached, a little tip, and then you have a little tab sticking off the top, peel that tab off first, because when you're ripping this apart, and then the bottom one as well, if you have it there, because if you're doing this and this, you're going to cut your fingers open. So it's always good to just do it step by step. And then when we're done, I'm going to voltage test these and see if there's voltage on them and find the dead cell which caused this battery to fail. 50-50, you might have a completely dead batch of batteries, but I think 80% of the time it's just one cell, maybe two if you're unlucky. I've only had a completely dead battery out of a laptop, and that was a long time ago. That was a really old laptop. Alright, so this one's okay. I mean, I'll sand these down later. Come on, Mindy. Stop swearing in the background. One of my favorite players on DayZ. His name is Mindy. He's a Dutch player. He's a good guy. But man, does he swear like a sailor. So far I haven't scratched any of the cases, which is nice. None of the heat shrink. Okay, that's two. Geez, we're at a half an hour. How do these YouTubers make these DIY videos and they're like 5 minutes long, but yet they give the whole entire interpretation of the project? I don't have editing software, so I can't edit and, you know, do this because, one, I don't have the money to buy software. Two, I don't have the money to buy the software. Three, I don't know how to really edit. I mean, I do, for the most part. I can do cuts and whatnot, but alright. So, some of these batteries will have, like, wires attached to them. Be very careful not to short that out on the side of the case, because that one was attached to the positive, and then this one over here has the negative. See, this one had the black schmutz stuck to it, and I'll have to spend the time to clean that up. Okay. I was going to save the tape on this, but I'm not gonna. It's just medical tape that they used. Really sturdy stuff. Here, I'll leave a strip there if I need it. Alright, so this one's got one tab. Schmutz. That's 4. This one's got the negative attached to it. That one's fine. As long as you don't touch it to the positive. Very difficult to do at that point when it's short. That's why I said to cut it. But if you left them long and they accidentally came around and touched, it would short the battery out. Probably make a big flash of a spark. Alright, 3, 5. 2 more. Then we can voltage test them. He's yelling at people. Here's another positive, which was yellow. Sometimes I've even seen, you know, batteries that have what they're called one-time use, non-rechargeable 18650. They are rechargeable with the proper circuitry, but it had the cardboard casing. And then, you know, if you know a lot about batteries, you can test it and see if it's rechargeable. They were not, and it sucked because I had, I think, 15 of those laptop batteries. Here's another good piece that I'll save. I had like 15 laptop batteries that I had no use for, so I had to go and donate them, which was asinine because I spent a lot of time talking to this guy. They were in this warehouse that he was trying to empty out, and I helped him clean the rest of the warehouse. In return, get a bunch of batteries and a bunch of electronics. Yeah, see, I saved some of that tape. Whoops. Alright, we're running on a half an hour, 31 minutes. So, we're going to cut this short. I'm not going to clean up all this schmutz. So, we got 3, 6, 7. I thought there was 9. No. So, I got 7 of those batteries. So, I'm going to put this stuff away before we table test these. Harbor Freight voltage tester. So I'll check these and then I'll show you after what the voltages are. One, 3. There's a good one. That's 4 volt. 1, 4. So I bet you this battery didn't even use the extent of that charge and they soldered this on incorrectly. 1, 1. Because when you see one battery that, or one cell that has a lot of voltage, oh, here's 3, 5. So I bet you one of these last two will have like 0.0 or 0.3. There it is. There's a negative cell. Boom. Alright, so we found the dead cell. Let's see if this one's dead. Hopefully not. Yeah, that one's good. Alright, I'm happy about that. So out of all 7, I have 1 dead cell. So what I'm going to do now is show you what I was telling you about. Hopefully without getting this to flop all over the world. Alright, so we're going to start with the good ones, and then leave the last 2, and then the dead cell. Whoops. This is so hard doing this like this. Yeah, let's do that so you can see what I'm doing. Alright. So 1.1. That's still a good cell. I'll throw those on the charger. One 8. One 5. My hands are shaky. 1 3. And then these two had fully charged voltage. 3 4. Usually it's like 4.2, 3 4 is like right at the cusp of needing to be charged. 3 6. This did say 4 2 before. And then this is the dead cell. So this will read negative. Boom, negative 0.3 volts. So what that means is this was undercharged or decharged too much. And then it'll cause the cell to plummet past the positive point, and then it's no longer good. So what I'm going to do with this one is find my marker. Ouch. Just stabbed myself. Oh. Permanent markers, by the way, guys. Milwaukee Writes All. The best marker in the world. Better than Sharpie. Sharpie leaves the streaks. This just cuts right through whatever you're writing on. Bad. B-A-D. And then what I like to do with these after, if I can find it, is wrap them up with electrical tape. Womp, womp, womp. I don't know where they are. Alright, so I'll just leave that there for now. It just says bad. And we're going to throw a couple of these on my charger. And what you guys should get is, if you're going to do this, is a really good charger. Luke eFest makes a really nice bay charger. This is just the 4-bay. It's got multiple different modes. You have 0.5, 1 amp, and then you have, 0.5, 1 amp, and then 2 amp. So when you're doing this type of stuff with batteries, you're going to want it on 0.5 amp because you want them to be slow charged to boost it back up. And that will prolong the life of this charger. The 1 amp is the neutral charging, which is just the general charging. And then the 2 amp is if you're needing 2 batteries to be power charged real quick. It's okay. I wouldn't do it on a regular basis. But yeah, so I leave it on 0.5. It's got a USB out port. And it also is Bluetooth syncable. So you can sync your phone up to it and regulate the charge. So let's see if some of these will take a charge. We'll put 4 in. 4 that don't have a pin on it. Alright, so some of these are taking a charge. So I'll let those charge for a while and come back tomorrow. I won't be on the video with you, but at least you'll know that this actually works. 60% of the time, if you find batteries that have this cardboard casing on it, don't do it. But there are a couple companies that have that use the IMR 18650, 26700, 27760 or whatever. Then you can use it as long as it's an IMR. See, it says IMR blah 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 blah. FSPE, they're all going to be different, but as long as it says IMR 20 whatever number battery this is made in Canada, so supposedly these are great batteries. I'm scared to charge these in this charger. You can. This charger is rated for the 2600, 27650, and the 3000s because they're not lengthwise, they're just fatter, and this bay was capable of doing that. Luke eFest also makes a 21 battery tray charger. It's like that long, and it's like $200. It's one of their best chargers that they've ever made. I want to get one because I can only charge 4 batteries at a time. So I have a shit ton of batteries that I use in a big cycle at once. So, let's give one of these batteries a good test. Laser pointer. Get one that doesn't have crazy bad pen. No. So that one doesn't have enough to pump it. Let's try this one. Nope. Oh well. Unless my laser pointer's dead, but I doubt it. Hope not. No, definitely not. Without a doubt. So, you now know that because these green batteries from laptops can power a very high powered laser pointer, then you know they must work pretty good, right? So, if you guys have any questions, any ideas on doing this yourself, take your time, be cautious of it, and don't cut yourself. keep a first aid kit near you if you do, because there is sharp metal in here. I will help you and give you tips if you want to search for laptop batteries. By far the best laptop battery to dissect, is Apple laptops, older ones. They use the pink ICRs. They're the best battery that I've ever had. Most of them are about 3,000 mAh. Half the time you get 2500s, but those are the best ones, and those batteries are hard to come by now. So yeah, Apple laptop batteries are the best ones. So thanks guys, thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe and hit like on that button. If not, oh well.